Should I give you this, boss? On the Nigeria Police. Thank you for staying with us here, 9.1 FM, Abuja. It is time for us to the Horizon. The Horizon is a platform for your direct conversation and clarity from the Nigeria Police Force. We're here again on our mission to bridge the gap by linking up with police commands across the nation, airing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. This is where you hear firsthand from the officers tasked with your security. I am Aliyu Doma. Usually, we do link up with command public relations officers. However, our guest today is not a command public relations officer, although he was, but not anymore. Our guest is the man at the center of communicating the Nigeria Police Force's most critical actions, from landmark bust to major reforms, the first public relations officer, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin. Good morning, sir, and thank you for coming.
Good morning, and thanks for having me on the show today.
All right, the public's perception of the police is shaped by many things: your major success, your internal discipline, your future partnerships. We will touch all on these areas this morning. So, thank you for joining once again. Listener, remember that this is your program. By that, I mean it's going to be an interactive session. You can call us on the program. As we progress on the show, I will be giving you phone numbers where you can call and be part of the conversation. Meanwhile, we are streaming live on social media. You can watch us live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. On Facebook, you have two options. You can either watch us on the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM, or you can listen and also join the conversation on the official Facebook page of the Nigeria Police Force. On X, Police NG. So I expect that you drop your questions, your comment, and contributions for my guest on the social media platform before we get to a stage whereby we will open the phone line for your direct call into the studio. Let's begin the conversation with more recent events. 2 days ago, you announced a massive operation where the Police Cybercrime Center busted a syndicate that allegedly diverted 7.7 billion naira in telecom data and airtime, arresting 6 suspects. Beyond the arrest, what does this success signal about the Nigeria Police Force growing capability to track and dismantle complex 21st century financial crimes that operate in the shadows?
Thank you very much. This is just one in a series of achievements we have recorded in the cyberspace. Just a few months back, to the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center also arrested and prosecuted over 50 foreigners who were doing internet fraud in Nigeria. And it is instructive to note that the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, released their 2025 report on cybercrime in Nigeria just a few weeks back. The report came out, and in that report, NPF NCCC was rated very high in fighting cybercrime. Also, it's instructive to note that the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center was also rated the best cybercrime center in Africa.
Oh, that's quite commendable.
Yes, many people don't know this. Many people don't know this, but that is the fact. So it speaks to the deliberate efforts of the Nigeria Police Force, the deliberate efforts of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, to reposition the force to fight not just crime on the streets, but crime on the internet. Because the truth is, most of these criminals are moving to the internet to commit fraud. So we are not relenting. We are working well, and because of the good performance were recorded last year, UNDP has pledged support, financial support for training, for equipment, for applications, for licenses. So it's going to be a better year. It's also good to note that the NCA, that's the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States, even the Secret Service of the United States, often reach out to us to collaborate with them in investigations. NPFNCCC has become an international brand to reckon with, and we, like I said earlier, we don't intend to relent at all.
All right, thank you very much for giving us that information. I have a lot of questions which we will be looking at, especially regarding the activities of the NCC. Again, other than that milestone achievements concerning the prosecution of the foreigners involved in cyber crime, recently, again, the same National Cybercrime Center used digital forensics to track and arrest individuals for cyber stalking and spreading false information about a senator. With the 2027 election season approaching, how prepared is the Nigeria Police Force to leverage on the Cyber Crimes Act and the capabilities of the NCCC to actively deter political actors and influencers from using cyberbullying and disinformation as campaign tools?
Thank you very much. We're more than prepared. We have handled similar cases numerous times, and we concluded them successfully. Just recently, too, Microsoft Incorporated reached out to us through the FBI in the United States about some Nigerians that were cloning their website to harvest users' credentials, and we're able to get the mastermind arrested somewhere in Edo State. So, talking about the coming election, I think I've given enough examples to convince you that this center of the Nigeria Police Force is well positioned, well equipped, and ever ready to take up the challenge. Recently, the NPF NCC, alongside national cybercrime centers of other countries, met in Rwanda for a workshop which ended with a competition to see which team would be able to crack a particular digital problem. And I'm proud to say that Nigeria National Cybercrime Center actually won that challenge. So all of these testimonies are just to show you that we are prepared. And I want Nigerians, politicians, and the electorate to feel relaxed, knowing that the center is there. The center will be on the lookout as other officers are working on the ground. The National Cybercrime Center is on the internet. I mean, doing what, if I should call it, internet patrol, to go around the internet to see who is committing any form of crime on the internet, any form of cybercrime, and we assure you that we will take them on and ensure that justice is served.
All right, again, what would you say to people who feel that the Cybercrime Act is a tool in the hands of the rich, which is being used to stifle the voice of the masses? And what is the place of freedom of expression in all of this?
Well, every right guaranteed to you has a limitation. Even rights to life has a limitation. The same court that interprets these laws can tell you, I mean, can sentence someone to death, and the person cannot claim rights to life at that point. There is right to freedom of movement, but the court can restrict someone's movement and commit the person to prison. So, to all of these rules, all of these laws, all of these privileges, there are limitations. So, the Cybercrime Act is not wasn't created to stifle anyone or to be a tool of oppression to be used by the rich. No, that's not what it is. Do not forget that before any case goes to court, it goes through our legal department. We have lawyers. In fact, the Nigeria Police Force has the largest number of lawyers for any single agency in the country, private sector or public sector. So before we go to court, of course, we go through our legal department, and when we get to court, the judge wouldn't just listen to what you have come to file and just give judgment. Of course, there's always room for fair hearing. The other party too comes up with his defense, and everything is listened to before judgment is passed. So the Cybercrime Act is actually created to bring some form of sanity in the cyberspace. So I wouldn't want people to misinterpret it and say it has become a tool of oppression.
All right, thank you. In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja, and the program is Horizon, where we have the first public relations officer, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, with us live in the studio, fielding questions from us. So now let's shift from cybercrime to aerial domains. Many Nigerians are unaware of the capabilities of the Nigeria Police Air Wing. We understand that they played a crucial role in the recent operations in Kogi. Can you shed light on the strategic role of the Air Wing and how does it enhance crime fighting in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. The thing many people don't know is that the Air Wing has been there for long. The Air Wing was started in 1972. That was when they got their first. That was when we got our first helicopters, and we also have fixed wing um, aircraft too. And our earliest pilots were even um, after their initial training at the National College of Aviation in Zaria, they also went abroad to the UK for further training. So it has expanded. We have lots of helicopters now, and we have lots of pilots too. And we have a very good safety record, one of the best in the country. Very good safety record. So it has always been there. And recently in Kogi,
Mm.
they provided air support for our ground officers, ground troops. And it was a coordinated operation while the officers on ground were um, engaging the bandits. The Nigeria Police Air Wing were also up there with our gunners from the Special Intervention Squad mounted in the helicopter to also provide um, air power. So this is one in many that they have done. Many people do not know that even in the northeast, the Nigeria Police Air Wing also provides support where it happens sometimes that the Air Force cannot cover all the ground in the northeast. The Nigeria Police Air Wing also comes in to support to flying equipment, to flying um, uh, security operatives. So the Nigeria Police Air Wing is strategically positioned for this. And seeing the outcome of Kogi and Kwara, yes, we are further encouraged to intensify efforts that we're putting into the air wing so that we'll just be able to not displace bandits now, not moving bandits from northeast to Kwara to Kogi. No, not displacement, but to end banditry, neutralize them if they do not surrender, and ensure that the people in these areas remain safe. So, to answer you directly, Nigeria Police Air Wing is very strategic. It has always been there. It has never failed us, and we continue to put it to good use.
All right, thank you very much for that. Talking about banditry, 2 weeks ago, there was this incident that happened in Kaduna, to be precise, Kajuru incident, where about 177 church worshippers were abducted, and about 2 weeks now gone. What is the update concerning that particular operation?
Well, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. The commissioner of police visited that place himself. In fact, the governor too was there, the local government chairman, the commissioner for internal security was there. And I can tell you that we're working with sister security agencies. We're closing in on do I say the criminals now, the bandits, and our mandate, what we I mean, care about here is to ensure that these victims are rescued unhurt so that they can be reunited with their families.
There is this information making around on the media space and social media, especially, that the bandits have made a demand. Is that true? Is that the position?
Okay, thank you very much. Before you cut in, I made a statement. I said our mandate and what we clearly care about now is the safety of these victims. So, subjective Somebody was kidnapped and was asked to pay, I think, 20 million naira ransom. Then the family took, or the person they sent, let me not say the family, the person they sent took 5 million naira to the bandits. And you know what? They got angry, very angry, and said, "Oh, for this thing you have done, we have increased the money to 60 million naira." And not just that, every other person in our captivity would have to pay double of what we demanded before. So there's a way that the criminals can get easily excited and agitated and aggravated, and it would spell more woe for the other people in captivity. That's why we're treading with caution, just to ensure that they come out safe. So Nigerians should rest assured once they are out, very soon, hopefully, we'll give all the necessary updates.
All right, thank you very much for that. The first public relations officer. The program is The Horizon, and you are listening to us live from the nation's capital on the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. At this moment, I will be revealing the phone number where you can call and ask my guest any question at all that you have for the Nigeria Police Force. The number to call is 08069975761. I'm going to take that again, 08069975761. That is the number you can call and ask my guest any question. Perhaps you have a comment, you can actually do that calling the number straight. And you can also drop your comment contributions on the social media platform that is on Facebook, Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja. Again, you can utilize our WhatsApp portal. You can drop a WhatsApp message on the same number. Let me take the number once again, 08069975761. So now let me come back to you, CSP Benjamin. The force recently made headlines for wielding its social media policy, dismissing an inspector and reducing a sergeant in rank for violations. This sends a strong message. Can you walk us through the philosophy behind this strict policy, and how does regulating officers' online conduct connect to the broader goals of discipline, operational security, and protecting the force's image?
Thank you very much. The moment you pick up the police form to join the police, you know that you have to, you have subjected yourself to certain rules and regulations. I mean, guiding the the service, so you cannot be recalcitrant. It's either you obey the rules or you get out of the job. And now the Nigeria Police Force um, institutionalized the Nigeria Police Force social media policy. Not just the police, other services too have it. I know for certain that Nigeria Army too has a social media policy. So coming back to police, we have this policy to regulate the 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 use of social media by our men, by our officers, because reckless use of social media can be counterproductive. It can even cause insecurity, or it can expose our officers and even our facilities to threats. This holds true, not just even in Nigeria. It's a global practice. So for you to use social media, you have to conform with certain rules, guidelines, and we now discover that some of our officers are throwing caution to the wind. And it's unthinkable for an officer to be in uniform and be in the station and start a live session. And it's not just even a live session to say anything constructive, but a live session to say, "Oh, am I not fine? Oh, am I not beautiful?" during work hour.
Yeah.
Even the public service rules that has been there before social media came frowns at using government time I mean, wasting time. That's also theft. It's not only money people steal. You can steal your company time by using it for other things. So it was becoming that crazy. And despite all the warnings, despite going to police colleges when they are still, let me use the term baby police, when they are still in their formative years, despite going there to teach them about this, when I was PRO Lagos, I would always go to the police college during every set of training to talk about social media policy. So ignorance is not an excuse. So despite all of this, some people decide to just ignore all the warnings and do this. So It's not wickedness. It is just what the book says. If you flout this, this is the punishment. So we're just being, dutiful. We will not be guilty of lack of supervision. So we're just being dutiful. Now, the monitoring of the social media space for such violations falls under the office of the Force Public Relations Officer. And that's what I've been doing since I came in. I've been scanning the social media. I have my team. I have this social media unit under my office, and I've charged them to get all of these people. And we've brought in so many, so many. And like you rightly observed, they went through the disciplinary procedure or the room trial, which is fair. It is based on fairness, and they were questioned, the evidence was presented, and after the whole trial, so those that were found guilty were awarded punishment. Of course, one person was dismissed.
How grievous was the person's offense?
Oh, this person went online in uniform to canvass support for an insurgent group.
Oh my God.
Oh yes. To say, oh, if you are a policeman and you are not supporting this particular insurgency group, that you're a fool. That's crazy. You should be the one. I mean, preaching against this. So that's how grievous it was, and it was shown the way out. It was dismissed and prosecuted too for lending support, aiding and abetting, canvassing support for an insurgent group. And the other lady too was reduced in rank, or she was just more or less like looking for husband on social media. That's how I put it. Because how else do I describe you saying, am I not fine? And I'm turning around and the comment I'm saying is, oh, I like you, I like what I see, can I get your account number? That's very unprofessional. Grossly unprofessional. And there are some others too that have been given other forms of punishment. So the social media policy is here to stay, and we're going to enforce it to the fullest.
All right, you said something about from the moment these guys decide to pick up the form to join police. And now let's talk about recruitment. Just a couple of days ago, the Police Service Commission and the Nigeria Police Force extended the constable recruitment portal deadline to February 8th.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's to February 8th. The statement says that after receiving about 400,000 applications for the 50,000 slots, there are states that have low number of applicants. So how is the force headquarters now with the Police Service Commission doing to ensure the final selection from this massive pool is transparent, merit-based, and seen to be fair by the public?
Yes, thank you very much. What we've done is to more or less computerize these things to limit human influence. So to start with, some people have applied, and right at the application stage, it tells you on the screen that application failed because it screens out your age. And we're not asking you to type in your age, no. Just type in your NIN, and we will connect with NIN and get every detail we need. So it's such that
you can't get football age.
You cannot. So we're not even asking you to type your name. We're not asking you to type your age. We're not asking you to put your phone number. Just put your NIN, and we're going to extract everything. In fact, the moment you type NIN, you see that your name, your age, your phone number, everything comes up, and you cannot edit it. It's not editable. So that has already screened out so many overaged people that wanted to apply. And in fact, your WAEC, you can't come and apply and claim that you are 18 years old and you wrote your WAEC in 1993. It does not make sense. So at that point, you are screened out. Now, for the exam too, it's going to be computer based. So there's limited human influence there. Sit before your system, CBT, computer based test. You are answering your questions, you click submit, your result comes out immediately, instantly. You see it before you. And those that pass would go to the next stage, which is the physical screening, and those that fail would go home. So we have put all these measures in place to ensure that we get the best men for the job. And 2 weeks extension, because in some states, many people did not apply. I don't know if it's out of lack of awareness, I don't know. But that 2 weeks, we've been doing more of advocacy. PROs in those commands have been.
I think I saw that of Anambra.
Yes, because people do not want to join the police. I don't know why, but we've told them that we've brought Anambra indigenes that are in the force. We've brought them out to talk and say, see, I'm in the police and I'm doing well. So why don't you want to join the police? Let's join hands together to fight insecurity. So we're hoping that at the end of the 2 weeks, we would have more people applying from these states and let the screening begin.
Coincidentally, you are a Lagosian, and your state is also part of those who have low representation or low application.
Yes, it was like that the last time too, and I had to lend my voice to it. Like people should come out. You see, the thing is, when it's time to when it's time for application for ASPs, Police Academy,
Yes.
the application is so massive. Even Anambra, it's so massive. Everybody wants to be an officer, but it's time for constables. Everybody runs away. I don't know why people do that.
Are you sure you don't know?
Well, if you don't have the qualifications for police academy, yes, go for constable. So I don't see why you should say it has
But
to
virtually
be.
the qualifications are almost the same. The only difference is that you need a JAM to go to police academy, but it's all secondary school side.
You mentioned the difference. So
Yeah.
they're not exactly the same. In Lagos, so yes, it happened that way, and the Lagos state government had to come out massively to say people should come out and join the police. And yeah, so we're working on that, and it's not as bad in Lagos state this year. It's not as bad as the last one. So that means we're making progress, and we're hoping that the next recruitment exercise, Lagos won't even be on the list, and other states too would come up.
All right. We actually have a call here. Okay, we lost that call. Do well to call back if you can. This number to call on the program is 080-699-75761. 080-699-75761. That is the number you can call and ask my guest in the studio any question, or perhaps you have a comment for my guest, then do well to call the number. And you can also send me a WhatsApp message on that same number. The program is Horizon, coming through on the Nigeria Police Radio, 99.1 FM, Abuja, the station that is always your friend. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, and thank you for calling.
With the Oga here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. You want to make comments. You have letting us on insecurity, what you did in Kwara, what you did in Kogi. Well, I don't know. But when it's happening in other places, we understand that when they call police, when bandits is attacking or hitmen like in any some way back, they say they called for 2 hours, they couldn't see police, and police there's a contact. That strong response, do you think it will do well? Then
Hello? Hello? Okay, we just lost contact with you for some seconds. Could you take your last part of the question, please? Hello?
I think I got the question.
bandits. When some police response promptly and follow these people with their contact and train them, it will make it easier. You understand me? So that is first, that is my comment on that. Then secondly, on recruitment, you see, if police need to tax crime or want people to come, for example, to be recruited, the internal image of police, I can tell you, is not the best. I'm sorry to say it. I know I'm telling you the truth. When you go to police station, you need to make a report. They say, where is your bank? Where is your... Go and buy no paper here. There is no here. Again, when somebody is arrested, you need to go and... Then it is written there, then it's free. And then they will demand money, which is not documented. And you don't have anything that to pay that money. Instead, it's we need a future. How can I encourage my own children to spend the service and promoting? And I'm telling you, I can't encourage my children to let us see. How are you addressing
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Sisi, for your question. So I think you can start responding to the question while the call continue to come in.
Thank you very much. Um, when bandits attack in some parts of the country, it takes very long for the police to respond. Yes, there are many factors that can affect response time. If you watch the video of the Kogi operation, you can tell from that aerial view, you can tell how difficult that terrain is. There is even no road, let alone saying motorable road. There is even no road. It is parts, bush parts, mountainous areas. Very, very, very difficult. In fact, I'll tell you for the fact that from Kajuru to that church where that incident happened, it's an hour drive, and it's not an hour of smooth driving because it's not even a third road. You have to be going slowly, gently. So we have these factors that limit these things. So in other parts of the country too, if we get distress calls, we put in our best. We put in our best. But when these factors limit us, there's little we can do. But we are not trying to discourage Nigerians. We want Nigerians to know that we're putting in our best in the circumstances we find ourselves. Um, he said something about recruitment. That many people would not want to even join the police because of the image of the force. Yes, I agree with you that yes, there are certain things that affect the image of the force negatively. I do agree, but permit me to very respectfully say that most times we have what we call confirmation bias. There's a term called confirmation bias. You only see what you want to see. If you're having an argument that black is better than white, anywhere you see evidence to show that white is better than black, your mind even skips it. And when you see evidence that black is better than, oh, you quickly latch onto it and talk about it. Now, why I'm saying this is this. We have police stations in all 774 local government areas in the country. Nigeria Police Force is the only agency that is that spread, that has presence in every single local government. And people have encounters with police officers every day. I can tell you for a fact that if there's a way we can do to check it, like census, so to speak, for lack of a better word, you will see that majority of the encounters people have every day are good. Majority, more than 50%, are good. But it's not newsworthy. Why should anybody talk about police officers doing their job? I'm putting that in quotes now. If I say, well, won't you commend us? They'll say, why should we commend you? You're just doing your job. Are you not getting paid? But that's less than 50% that is bad. Is what is news. Like, oh, we'll see what happened. So I'm just saying that if we focus on the good side and that's not to say we're excusing bad behavior. No, we are not. We are looking into it. In fact, we are looking into it to the point of creating the complaint response unit, not just by word of mouth, but in the Police Act. It is law in the Police Act 2020. The complaint response unit is there, and that's to show that we do not condone unprofessionalism or indiscipline. So I would urge Nigerians to also be fair to us, look at the good side, look at the vehicles we've recovered for people, the phones that have been recovered for people, criminals that have been arrested and prosecuted successfully, while we also work on the other part. And if you feel it's not good enough, yes, do not just stand aside and only condemn. Also play your part. It's not Benjamin Police Force. It is Nigeria Police Force. It belongs to us all. If people laugh at Nigeria Police Force, they are laughing at your police force, at our police force. So we also encourage people to encourage the very well-behaved children they have in their communities to go and join the police so that they will come in to add their quota and also help sanitize the system. I think those are the two issues he raised.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you for that response. In case you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja, and our guest on the program Horizon today is the Force Public Relations Officer in person of CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, who is fielding questions from me and also from you, my listener. So you can actually call in and ask your question. 080 699 75 761. I take that again, 080-699-75761. That is the number you can call and get to us in the studio. Let's talk about discipline is one pillar, because we hammered on discipline this morning in this conversation. We understand that it's a pillar, but competence is also another. The IGP consistently emphasizes training and retraining. Now, beyond basic training, what specific areas are being prioritized for the training of serving officers to meet modern policing standards? But before you take that, I have a call here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from FPRO from Paul by name.
Okay, Mr. Paul, let's hear you.
Yes. In sequence to what you were saying during the first two recruitment and other stuff like that, there are some persons that are not in Poland, and some people are interested in joining the police, and they have a particular course that they decide to study, but it's not in Poland. Automatically, after graduation, they are being referred to join the cadet aspect of it because they are unable to go to Poland. Automatically, the police is just for a subset of people, not the general public. That is what I want to say about it. That if the aspect of the cadet is not being given people outside, just like, let me say, medical doctors and other professionals and non-professional fields like that. But if we look at the other sister agencies like that,
all right, thank you very much. I guess my guest in the studio has got your question.
I thank you very much. I think I understand what he's trying to say. So I would like to let you know that Police Academy is growing, and in due course, more courses will be added to their list of courses. But I also know what he's trying to say. Like
more like short service.
Yes, like can't I go to the conventional university out there, do any course I like, then come and join the police, just like I did.
Yes,
I went to the conventional university and joined the police. That's what he's trying to say, and that hasn't been done in quite some time. For some years now, we've not done that.
Yeah, right, since 2016.
Yes, and many people have been clamoring for it. So it's been considered. No decision has been made yet. Keep your fingers crossed; it will just come up. So that way you'll be able to do that course. I don't know the course that you really want to do. That is not there.
Perhaps he's a medical doctor, because I heard him mentioning courses like medicine.
Yeah, or maybe also be an aeronautical engineer. Fine, go and do your thing. I'll be here waiting for you to take you.
All right, we have another call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. My name is Anthony. I'm calling from Kubo.
All right, let's hear you, Mr. Anthony.
Good morning, CSP. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Well done, sir. This is so nice, this kind of program, coming to educate the public and get response and questions answered in regards to the image of policing in Nigeria and all that. I really appreciate you people for what you're doing. Thank you so much. Please, Mr. Benjamin, I want you people, please, to look into something in Imo State called Tiger Base, something like that. There has been a lot of negative reports, coming from that Tiger Base in Imo State. You understand? So at times, I have seen someone from Ogo who narrated his own ordeal. They came to his shops and all that, boggling, like not boggling, sorry. The devices he was saying, phones, selling phones and computer accessories and all that. And he was like accused of having connection with kidnapping or something like that, which at the end was false, according to what the young man said. And then some of the police officers that confiscated his items, the phones that he sells, the devices like computer, some laptop, they refused to give it to him. In fact, it was due to the intervention of the commissioner of police, someone linked him, or the commissioner of police, Aboki, something like that, I don't know his full name. He helped in recovering that, and they were asked to pay some place 700,000, some say 800,000. He's giving the police a very wrong image. It's just like an adage that says that when you are hiding and going to some places, you don't know there are some eyes who are equally hiding and looking at you. You understand?
All right.
So this kind of thing, but like here in Abuja, I'm in Abuja. My wife, ventured into one chance in FCT here. They collected her money with her colleagues and, dropped them off. Thank God they were not raped and other, they didn't kill anybody. I quickly, when around 11 o'clock in the night, I went to the police station, I reported and all that, Someone that lost something and you're asking they have to bring 5,000, 10,000 to open a file, and this person, they collected the money, the trauma alone and all that. You understand? You report to the police station, this is your problem. They will ask you to bring money to do ABCD, you do that for logistics, for ABC. So that's the reason why people are losing confidence in the police, in Nigerian police. There are good ones, to be frank. I have interacted with a lot of police officers, but I tend to get good response from the higher ranking officers, than the inspector, cadet, and the Okada and below. You understand? So,
All right.
please, the police is the first institution that the civil society or what is it called, the civilians interact with first, and there should be a cordial relationship. We are together.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Anthony.
I'm suffering and trying to make ends meet, and I have a problem, and you cannot solve it. Yeah, I know it's not all the problem that the police can solve, but at least show sympathy. Try to make effort. Now, that's one chance. They opened my wife up or something like that, and they inserted a number, their own number, trying to change her alert receiving number or something like that. And I'm the type of person that IT inclined. So I went through her profile and all that, and I discovered the number they inserted inside the particular profile, her bank profile and her email, trying to change and hack her email and all that. And that number, I saved it. I screenshot it where I saw it. I said, I called it, and the young man answered. I believe he's part of those one chance people, that had that contact in trying to do that kind of stuff so that you can have much more access or do whatever you want to do with banking data and all that, But I'm afraid to go to the police again, because if I go there and say, okay, this is what I find out, look at this contact, they inserted it after the one chance collected her phone and all that, they inserted it trying to change alert receiving number.
All right, thank you, Mr. Anthony. Just stay on the line. He will definitely address your concern. All right, let's hear your response.
Thank you very much. Concerning the issue of tiger bees in Imo State, yes, it is a fact that we have received some complaints about tiger bees, which are being looked into. In fact, to show our transparency, the police public relations officer in Imo State, Henry Okoye, actually took journalists on a tour of that facility, because there were lots of allegations. Oh, that there's a torture chamber there. Oh, they put people upside down and beat them and do all sorts of things. So he took them around that place. They spoke with the head of that unit. But that notwithstanding, there are still other allegations that are being looked into. I'm not making a case for illegality, but we also need to put into consideration that Tiger Base has been doing a lot to keep bad boys at bay. The bad guys in Imo State fear Tiger Base, and they are keeping away. So their presence in that state is actually bringing lots and lots of sanity in that place. But that should not excuse any excesses they might have committed. So investigation is ongoing into that, and we'll keep Nigerians updated. Talking about somebody just went through trauma, somebody just got robbed, and you go to the station and they're asking for money, or you saw the number that was trying to hack your wife's account, but you're afraid to go to the police. See, I understand your fears, and they are valid, very valid. But that's why we also have the complaint response unit. The complaint response unit is also under my office, so I get to see people's petitions every day, every single day, and people come with this kind of complaints too, and they are looked into. And I would suggest and encourage you to reach out to the police complaint response unit. It works. It works like magic. And the more we do this, the more we don't give up. The more we do this, the more officers out there would also sit tight, knowing that, oh, if you're reported, there will someone you to the first headquarters and you face the music. The number for complaint response unit is actually 0805 700 0001. Again, 0805 700 0001. Or let me say the way I put it in my head to make me remember quickly. I say 0805 700 0001. 0805 700 0001. Then you can also change the last digit, which is 1, and replace it with 2. That's the second number. You can also replace that 2 with 3. That's the third number. And that third number is actually on WhatsApp. So in case you have videos or pictures that would support your complaints, you can use that. And then before we go to whatever you want to say next or call, you said something about training.
Yes.
Training police officers.
Yes.
Yes. There's an agency created by the federal government called the Police Trust Fund, Nigeria Police Trust Fund. That agency, if you take your time to go through the mandate of that agency, it's to accumulate funds for the police, funds gotten from different sources, and accumulate these funds for the training of police officers and acquisition of equipment, all in a bid to make the police better at what they do. And I can confirm to you that right now, as we're seated here in the studio, a training program is going on in Lagos State for police officers, and that's just a batch. Another one will be coming up next week in Rivers State. Another one will be coming up in other parts of the country. In fact, recently it was all over the news when the Police Trust Fund just concluded the training for police officers in Police Mobile Force Training College in Ender Hills in National State. So training is ongoing, and we also have development partners that are working with us for training. Last year we had a training for police PROs from all over the country. It was sponsored partly by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. So we have lots and lots and lots. In fact, next week, February 2nd, some of our officers are going to Enugu State to work, for another training exercise. So it's ongoing, and we do hope that in a very short while or time, we will see the concrete effects of this training.
All right, talking about partnership with development partners, also the Force Headquarters has been receiving a lot of guests coming to see the IGP. Recently, there was a visit from Taraba State Governor, Dr. Agbu Kefas. Also, the MD CEO of Federal Mortgage Bank, excuse me, was also at the building. So now let's talk about officers' welfare and housing. How strategic is that visit by the MD CEO of the Federal Mortgage Bank to the force's mandate of improving officers' welfare?
Thank you very much. It's very strategic. It's very strategic. You know, the Nigeria Police Force has well over 250,000 officers. So we are all, whether you like it or not, it's deducted from source. We are all contributing to the National Housing Fund. Every month, your salary is part of your salary is deducted and put in the National Housing Fund, and this is being managed by the Federal Mortgage Bank. So the comment of the MD is to let us know about opportunities open to us for affordable housing. What did he say? He called it renovation loan. There are different types of loan: renovation loan, house acquisition loan. There are different things. So, and that is also in addition to what IGP Kayode Egbetokun has been doing with the Nigeria Police Cooperative. Nigeria Police Cooperative is building houses, housing estates all over the country. Just recently, the IGP, that's last year, commissioned blocks of flats in Kano State. And I know for a fact that we also have all over Lagos. We even have in my hometown, Badagry, it's named the Muhammad Buhari Housing Estate for police officers.
Okay.
We have in Idimo. In fact, in Falomo right now, the barracks in Falomo has been totally demolished and new structures are coming up. So talking about housing as part of welfare for our officers, to bring the overall head of the Federal Mortgage Bank to see the overall head of the Nigeria Police Force says a lot on how serious this is. So officers have nothing to worry about. Sometimes, I mean, information I mean, lack of information is a problem. We've done our best internally to inform officers of opportunities available, and in case they are listening, to encourage them to walk up to the National Housing Fund office in their command, or go to the Nigeria Police Cooperative offices in their command, and take advantage of. There are so many houses unoccupied, waiting to be occupied, and that they can take advantage of, so that um, their welfare will be improved.
All right, success against complex crimes like banditry and other crimes requires synergy. How will you describe the current state of interagency collaboration between the police and other sister security agencies in Nigeria?
Oh, very good. It's very awesome. That Kogi operation. In fact, if you look at the video, well, you would see an officer, a soldier of the Nigerian Army, in our helicopter. That's how sweet it has become. And as the helicopter was flying overhead, soldiers too of the Nigerian Army were also on ground. Other agencies too have been working with us to fight insecurity. And Office of the National Security Advisor is like a clearinghouse where you have every single security agency, and they hold meetings regularly. Just last week, the IGP was in the Office of the National Security Advisor with heads of other security agencies to meet with the NSA. This is a continuous thing, it happens regularly. So, talking about synergy, it is very, very awesome. We do not have problems, there is no friction, and that's the only way we can fight insecurity. And to add to this synergy, we would also like Nigerians. So the uniformed men are already working together. Then the civilians too are also encouraged to work with security agencies, because security is indeed everyone's business.
All right, as we try to coast home, because we have less than 2 minutes to wrap up, as the first public relations officer, you are the architect of the force's public narrative. How do platforms like this, the Horizon, and by extension the Nigeria Police Radio, which facilitate direct dialogue, fit into your overall strategy for rebuilding public trust? And what is that one piece of public feedback that has most challenged or shaped your approach since taking office?
This your question is bumper package. Okay, thank you very much. To build trust, you also need communication. If you are doing whatever you are doing in your office, and people out there don't know what you're doing, then they don't know. They don't believe anything is happening.
It's like crying under the rain.
Yes. In fact, I saw something in an office. I went to the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria office last 2 weeks, and I saw something there that I like. It said, winking at a girl in the dark is the. I mean,
It's as you do nothing.
They said having a product without advertising is like winking at a girl in the dark. Nobody knows you are doing it. I don't know who knows you are doing it.
Yeah.
So platforms like this create a room for us to educate Nigerians on what we're doing, and it also creates a room for feedback to get feedback from them. And beyond just communication, we also put our words into action, and just to close that trust gap. There was a big trust gap, but we're working on it and it's closing up. It's not yet where we would like it to be, but it's not where it used to be. What's the second part of the question? I remember it was bumper. Okay, you said what's that one feedback?
Yeah, you get that it's most challenging to you since assumption of office.
Well, I wouldn't know, because I get lots and lots of challenging feedback. But one thing we try to do is to rise up to the occasion, call whoever needs to be called. Sometimes, beyond calling the PRO of a command to say, look into this matter, I've had cause to call the Commissioner of Police himself or herself to say, please, sir, help us look into this matter. I've had reasons to call an Assistant to the General of Police to look into matter. So we get quite challenging, in cases, but all our watchword is to ensure that service is delivered to Nigeria.
And finally, looking at the landscape from the NCC successes to the disciplinary actions and new partnerships, recruitment, all of these things that we've looked at, what is that one message you want every Nigerian to take away from this conversation that we've had so far, and also the renewed capability of the Nigeria Police Force in 2026?
Thank you very much. I would just want to tell Nigerians that the Nigeria Police Force is is working seriously to achieve a force that is professionally competent, service driven, rule of law compliant, and people friendly. That's what we're working towards. And to achieve this, we need the buy in of Nigerians, we need their support. So if you see something, say something, and do not forget. At every point in time, security is collective responsibility. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, CSP Benjamin Hundeyin. We appreciate your time and clarity this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. I look forward to doing this again.
All right. To our listener, thank you for starting your day with this important conversation. Security is shared responsibility. And this has been Horizon, a program which bridges the gap between you and the police by linking up with police commands across the nation, airing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. This is where you hear firsthand from the officers tasked with your security. Thank you to my producer, Moza Balogun, and to those of you who call to contribute on the program. We say thank you. Join us again next week, Monday at 8 a.m. as we journey to another police command. Until then, stay safe and alert. Do have a lovely weekend ahead. And please don't forget to always put the frontline officers in your prayers. I am Aliyu Doma. Keep listening to the Nigeria Police Radio 99.1 FM Abuja, the station that is always your friend. Goodbye for now.